Traders, welcome back, and in today's trading psychology masterclass, we're going to be talking about the full journey, the complete trading mindset mastery A to Z. Now, we have discussed in previous lectures the 4 steps to consistent profitability, right? It's all about discovering or creating an edge. It's then about taking that edge, putting it into a mechanical trading plan, then managing fear and greed so you can go off and consistently execute on that edge, and then structuring your life in a way that allows you to consistently show up to the market, execute on your edge with a balanced state of mind. The consistent execution of your edge is what yields you consistent profitability, right? You guys and girls understand that. But there are more components that go either side of those 4 steps to ensure that every single component of your trading psychology is taken care of. Things like limiting beliefs, self-confidence, things like life structure, things like motivation, discipline, focus. These are all additional components that need to be discussed in order to ensure that those 4 steps that yield consistent profitability can actually practically be implemented into a trader's life and used and taken advantage of so a trader can have consistent profitability. Okay, so what we're going to be discussing in this lecture is the complete trading mindset picture. And the way I developed this complete picture, the full journey, is I've looked over and past on my last 7 years of being a trader myself, consulting one-on-one for many traders on all the full spectrum of experience, some very novice beginner traders and also some very advanced traders. Then having worked with and consulted for prop firms and education companies, I've had exposure to a lot of different traders and a lot of different mindsets, a lot of different trading mindsets. And I've put all this information together as well as my years of study of the brain, human psychology, neurology, sociology, all the different components that come up to actually form the brain and have an impact on the brain. I put all these things together into 12 steps of trading mindset mastery. This is the complete A to Z of trading mindset mastery, the full journey, in other words. And what I'm going to do in this particular video is I'm going to make you aware of each of those components. I want each and every single one of you to be aware of each of the components. I'm also going to bring to surface what are the consequences of not taking advantage or taking care of each of these components so that you're aware of, if I'm experiencing this problem in my trading or my life, that's because of this. And you have an awareness of what you can do or what component that falls under so you can start to diagnose that particular problem and start to address it. Let's get into it. The full journey, trading mindset mastery A to Z, okay? Now, steps 1 to 3 of trading mindset mastery. This is the first 3 components that I want to discuss. And I've introduced something to my students and to my clients. It's called the AIM framework. AIM. It's an acronym an acronym. It stands for awareness, intention, momentum. A is stage 1, I is stage 2, and M is stage 3, just to give you an idea. Now, A stands for awareness, meaning you have to have an awareness of what your life currently demonstrates as most important to you. There are so many traders out there that have issues with discipline, motivation, and focus. If you're experiencing any of those issues of having, procrastinating and not following through, not backtesting, not building your trading plan, not studying the content you think you should be studying, not having discipline towards your trading routine, not having the motivation to get your shit together, get your life together, and when you're at the chart, not having the focus. If you have any of those challenges, it's going to fall under the AIM framework, and the AIM framework will resolve that. Let's quickly go over the AIM framework. The A stands for awareness. You have to have an awareness of what your life currently demonstrates as most important to you. And a lot of traders often say, I know what's most important to me. And the truth is they don't. After working with a lot of traders and having them go through the processes, when they come to the end of the process and we objectively look at what their life demonstrates as most important to them by having a look what they keep close to them, by having a look at what they spend time on and what they focus on, what they put energy into, what they put money into. These are all indications of what your life demonstrates as most important to you. And there's usually a disconnect. Traders think something is important to them, but when we have a look at what their life truly demonstrates as most important to them, there's a difference there. So what's common is traders think that trading is most important to them. they want trading to be most important to them. But when we have a look at their life, that's not the case. Their 9-to-5 job's more important. They're putting more time, energy, and effort into that, right? And if something else was more important, they would be doing that instead, but they're doing their 9-to-5 job, for example, or they're dedicating a lot of their time and energy to their health and fitness, or to their personal development, their studies, or to their relationships, right? So there are no right or wrongs in terms of what your life demonstrates most important to you. It's whatever it is for you. But the message I'm trying to get across here, stage one, is you have to have an awareness of what your life demonstrates as most important to you. Because that's the cornerstone that then you can then build your trading habits upon and on top of. A lot of traders try and impose things on themselves, saying, I should be doing this, I should be back testing, I should be, and using this imperative language and thinking they should be doing certain things without having a look at what's most important to them and then structuring it wisely in a way that they've linked what they're doing right now to their trading goals so that they actually have congruence in their life. It's the incongruency that leads to lack of discipline, lack of motivation, lack of focus. Congruency is what yields discipline, motivation, focus, and ultimately helps you build momentum. The I in the AIM framework is you have to have an intention, a clear intention or a clear goal. This is why I get all my students to set a goal from right now, a year's time. Project yourself forward a year's time in all 7 areas of life. How does your life look like? How would you love it to look like? What's the intention here? What's the goal? And then once they have a clear intention, the M comes important in the AIM framework, because now it's all about building momentum from where you currently are to where you would love to get to. It's all about identifying the highest priority actions now to get you from where you are to where you would love to get to. Keep in mind that a lot of traders don't know where they currently are. They haven't honestly looked at their life and honestly self-reviewed, so they have no idea where they currently stand. They haven't set goals, they have no idea where they want to get to, and they haven't set the high priority actions because they don't know where they are and they don't know where they want to get to. And then all of a sudden they're overwhelmed, they're frustrated, they're not making any progress. No wonder why, right? They haven't followed simple procedures or structures that allow them to ultimately get from where they are to where they want to get to. You have to follow the AIM framework. You have to have an awareness of where you currently are and what your life demonstrates as most important to you. You have to have clear intentions and clear goals. And then you have to identify high priority actions that you can execute on every single day that will take you from where you are to where you would love to get to. And then you want to do linking. For example, if your life demonstrates that your 9-to-5 job is most important to you, although you don't want it to be, even though your life demonstrates it's most important, you have to identify how is working that 9-to-5 job for the next 6 months or the next 12 months, how is that actually serving you and helping you become a successful trader? You get a secure income. You get accountability to be very diligent and accountable when you have time to actually study and do your trading, right? Your 9-to-5 hold you accountable to that, right? So you want to identify what are the benefits and how can you actually utilize your current 9-to-5 work in each of the tasks you dislike. How is that actually helping you as a trader? And vice versa, how is doing these high priority actions within your trading, like back testing, developing a trading plan, how does that serve and benefit your 9-to-5 in all areas of life? And the more links you can make within your trading goals and whatever is most important, whatever your life demonstrates is most important to you right now, the more congruency you build, the more discipline you have, the more motivation you have, the more focus you have. So this is stage 1 to 3 of trading mindset mastery. Have an awareness, a clear awareness of what your life demonstrates is most important to you. Set clear goals, set clear intentions at stage 2, and build momentum through high priority actions and linking. That's stage 3. Okay, if you have any issues with discipline, motivation, focus, getting shit done, it's all a symptom of not having followed through with the AIM framework. Okay, I've had hundreds of students go through this particular framework, and once they get congruent and once they start doing some linking and once they don't see their current mission of becoming a successful trader as separate to their life or separate to their relationships or separate to their job, they start to build congruency and they start to build momentum. Now, stage 4 of the trading mindset mastery is trading plan mastery. Once you have clear goals, once you have a clear awareness of where you'd love to be in a year's time, usually for traders, I want to be funded. I want to have $100, $200, $300,000, $500,000 in funding, whatever it is, okay? Now, one of the most key components in making that a reality is having a clear mechanical trading plan, having an edge finding an edge or creating an edge and putting that into a clear mechanical trading plan. So stage 4 is trading plan mastery. Most traders now have issues with over trading, FOMO, missing positions, getting in too early, over risking, or they're just not sticking to the edge they've found or they've created. So this is where trading plan mastery becomes absolutely crucial. You have to have a piece of paper or a Notion document or something that clearly outlines your entry, the area value you look for, the entry criteria, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 criteria you look for before you take a position. And then once you're in a position, how are you going to manage that? You need to have clear criteria that's guiding you as a trader. You have to understand that there are so many different possibilities, so many different decisions, so many things you can do when you're in the market, so many different positions you can take, so much risk you can risk. And if you don't constrain yourself as a trader with a clear trading plan that guides you to executing your edge, you're most likely going to overtrade, you're most likely going to have FOMO, missed positions, getting too early, over risk. All these things are a symptom of not having a clear trading plan. So traders must get clear on their entry, and then once they're clear on their entry, they must get clear on their management, and they have this written down and step by step, and then they must get clear on their risk, on how much they risk in certain components. Put that mechanically into a trading plan that guides you when you're in the markets. That's stage 4 of trading mindset mastery. Now, why is that part of mindset? Well, it's part of mindset because if you don't have something guiding you, a clear roadmap, a clear trading plan when you're in the markets, you're going to be highly emotional. You're going to be run by fear and greed. You're going to have higher stress responses. You're going to be more irrational. You're going to awaken more of your animal brain and want to seek after the pleasure of winning in outcome-based thinking and trying to avoid the pain of losing in outcome-based thinking, as opposed to being a guided individual who knows exactly what they're looking for and they just go and execute on that as a trader. It's part of the reason why pilots use checklists. It's part of the reason why surgeons use checklists. They know that the risks are too high to not be guided through criteria and process and back-tested and proven methodologies. So they use something to guide them. Stage 5 and 6 of trading plan mastery is emotions mastery, because now once you have your goals in place, you have your calendar and your high priority actions set, and you know exactly what you're going to look for in the market, the 2 things that are going to stop you from consistently executing on that trading plan and following through with your high priority actions are fear and greed. Most traders are run by fear and greed. They're stuck in the virtual market, projecting what they think is going to happen next onto the market, making outcome-based decisions. They're creating ideas in the virtual market, expecting the real market to align to their wishes and wills and fantasies, as opposed to being present with the real market, and when the real market presents an opportunity, executing according to their trading plan. There's a big difference. One is fear and greed run, outcome-based thinking, stuck in the virtual market. That's where amateur traders stay, and that's why they have inconsistent results, because they're creating ideas and projecting them. There's no basis for their ideas in the real market. Whereas professional traders have learned to transcend the outcome. They're not fearing losing or greedy after winning. They realize that winning has drawbacks too, and losing has benefits, and they've learned to balance themselves in the outcome. So now they're present with the real market. They're not stuck in their head. They're not creating fantasies. They're present with the real market that's in front of them. And if the real market presents an opportunity that's in alignment with their trading plan, they execute. But you can't do that unless you've learned to manage fear and greed, unless you've learned to redefine what winning and losing mean to you as a trader. Because you have to understand that all your previous life experiences of winning and losing are stored in your subconscious mind. And if you come into the market with that stuff unaddressed and you take a loss, now all your previous losses in life or in relationships or in sport or in schooling or in jobs, whatever you've done, if that loss in the market reminds you of that, that's going to fire the same responses, negative responses, fear responses, emotions, resentments that were associated to those previous experiences. And all of a sudden, you're going to have a strong emotional reaction. This is why I say that the market's reflecting back onto you your own insecurities, your own fears, your own doubts. You have to learn to address those things. Otherwise, the market's is going to use you as a tool. It's going to bring those things out of you. Okay, so you have to learn how to balance your perception to previous experiences in your life and learn to transcend the judgment on those. Otherwise, you're going to continue to run by fear and greed. And same in reverse, all these experiences of the past where you've got positive and pleasure associated to them and greed associated to them. If you don't learn to address those, then when you come into the market's going to bring that up for you and you're going to go away from your trading plan. So it's both fear and greed that take you away from your trading plan. Because when you're fearful and you're presented with an opportunity in the market, you don't act because you're scared. And if you're greedy, then you try and force opportunities in the market, and both of which you're not executing on your trading plan. You're not that patient, poised, present trader that executes on the trading plan. You're that emotional animal that's run by fear and greed and trying to impose things in the market that the market's not ready for. So you must learn how to manage your emotions. You must learn how to master your emotions, learn to manage fear and greed, learn how to get out of the virtual market, get present with the real market, and make process-based decisions. Warren Buffett said, don't expect to manage your money unless you can manage your emotions. Okay? Traders, a great question to ask yourself is, how can you expect yourself to be profitable if you're not consistently executing your edge? You're run by fear and greed. You're stuck in the virtual market. Okay, you can't expect yourself to be profitable. The only way you can expect yourself to be profitable is to have an edge that's put into a mechanical trading plan, and you learn how to manage fear and greed. You learn how to be present with the real market, and you show up every single time to the market. And if the market presents this opportunity to you, you execute. If it doesn't, you don't. Stage 7 of trading mindset mastery is you have to learn how to manage gain and loss. Most traders are run externally by losing and winning. They're afraid of losing and they're seeking after winning. That mindset in of itself takes them out of being present with the real market, out of process-based decisions, away from their trading plan, and it turns them into an animal that wants to seek after pleasure and avoid losing and avoid pain. Now, what I've seen is that the master traders, the best traders out there, they've been through so many cycles of winning and losing that they're so exhausted by the outcome, right? Because they've realized that losing is exhausting, and winning, you get all puffed up and elated and you feel really good, but then, a couple of days later you take a loss because it's part of your probability model. Now you're exhausted, down in the dumps. So they've realized that being attached to losing and winning in the outcome is extremely exhausting, and what they've started to do is they've started to consciously or unconsciously learn to disattach from the outcome. And I've spoken to a lot of professional traders, very good traders out there, who've been trading for 8, 9, 10 years plus, who are profitable, managing 7-figure accounts. And these are individuals who are taking 5-figure positions on each individual position, some of them more. I've worked with a prop trader who's taking or was taking $1 million positions in the pit, massive positions. And these are individuals that recognize if they don't know how to manage losing and winning, then it's going to destroy them. Fear and greed is going to ruin them because the volatilities are so great. And they've realized that the oscillations of winning and losing is exhausting. Winning a lot of money, losing a lot of money, it's exhausting. They've learned to transcend the outcome. And even on smaller capital, it's still exhausting. You have to learn to transcend losing and winning. And they've realized that when they initially perceive it as losing, they actually gain lessons, they gain accountability, they gain openness and teachability. So they can see the transformation from the money percentage form to the lessons, the intellectual form. And when they so-called win, they can see the drawbacks to that. They can see what they lose. They lose accountability to high priority setups. They get puffed up into a state of pride. They start projecting onto the market. So they can see when they win what they lose. And they start to not see it as winning and losing. They start to see it as transformation. And they're aware of both sides of the equation. So they're not run externally by the market, but they've learned to manage themselves, so they run internally. They just go back to their trading plan. Okay? Those traders who have not learned to manage losing and winning, they run externally by the markets, they have not mastered the markets yet. Those traders who learn to stand above winning and losing and see that they're inseparable. When you win, you also lose in different form. When you lose, you also win in different form, and you learn to transcend the outcome. Those are the traders who've mastered the markets, because they're not run by the market, they're run by themselves. They run themselves, they run the market. They execute when they want to, when their trading plan aligns with the market. They're in control. Hope that makes sense. Stage 8, you have to learn to bust and bring to surface and delete and eliminate limiting beliefs. Beliefs about yourself, beliefs about money that have come from parents, from society, from religion, from anything you've been exposed to. If you've got quiet subconscious beliefs that say money is bad, or you as an individual aren't worthy of certain things, and you have these beliefs logged in your psyche, then you're going to go through oscillations of what people call self-sabotaging beliefs. And you're going to start to make a little bit of money, and then you're going to blow it all because there is a quiet voice in the head that is leading to an incongruency. Or if you've got logged shame and guilt in your life and you feel like you've let a lot of people down, or you felt like you've let your parents down, or society down, or your partner down, or your friends down, or whatever, or your kids, whatever it may be, if you've got logged shame and guilt, you're not going to be able to hold on to money. And you're going to squander it, and you're going to spend it, and the moment it comes in, you're going to want to push it away. So these are certain things that have to be addressed if you want to be a consistently profitable trader. Most traders have self-sabotaging beliefs that keep them unsuccessful and poor. They've got these self-sabotaging habits that keep them in a cycle rather. So you have to learn to bring these to surface, address them, neutralize them, squander them, smash them, however you want to say it. You need to bring these to surface, and you need to address them. Otherwise, they're going to run you. You're not going to run your trading. And stage 9, self-confidence. Most traders are subordinating to their mentor. They lack confidence or self-belief in their own abilities. They're comparing themselves to someone they see on social media or someone they see online. They put them way up on a pedestal, and they self-minimize in respects. And they lack confidence. They lack self-belief to go off and accomplish what it is they would truly love to accomplish. That's another barrier that traders need to break through if they want consistent profitability, if they want to do something of significance with their life. Stage 10, you then have to learn to set a new standard, because most traders are stuck in a certain paradigm of thinking. They're stuck in a certain set of beliefs. So you have to learn to do a physical and a mental transformation. And the question I want to ask is, how do you expect yourself to get new results or transform if you continue to do the same things over and over? So stage 10 is you have to learn to transform. Get a new set of clothes, get a haircut, whatever it may be. Do a physical transformation to get rid of shed your old skin and rebirth yourself. But there's also mental work that has to go into that. Okay, and this is what I talk about in detail on my YouTube channel and in my 12-week program as well. But stage 10, you have to have some sort of physical transformation. And the question is, if not now, when? Okay, do all the work that allows you to be a consistent, profitable trader. Put the 4 steps in place, put all the structure in place, then go give yourself a rebirth, go get a haircut, go get a new set of clothes, a new wardrobe, a new wife, whatever you need to do to feel like a fresh person, and then get back to your trading plan. And then stage 11 is all about risk management. Most traders are pursuing fairy dust. They're pursuing fugazi, right? They're thinking that I'm going to get this funded account that's going to bring all positive, all joy to my life. It's going to get rid of all my problems. Or I'm going to go full time and it's going to get rid of all my problems. But the truth is, whatever you try and run away from, you run straight back into. And there's no escaping these things. And there's no this whole idea of, oh, I'm going to have freedom and I'm going to go trade from the beach, or I'm not going to have any of these issues, is a complete fantasy, right? Whatever you try and run away from in one form in your full-time work is just going to re-manifest in your full-time trading. Or whatever you get your funded account, there's going to be a new set of challenges. There's going to be a new accountability that you have to face. So most traders are pursuing this one-sided BS, positive, all positive fantasy, which is fairy dust, it's fugazi. So what's happening is they're simply unprepared for the realities of funding or for trading full-time, for example. You have to learn to see the other side. You have to see the risks and the drawbacks of being a funded trader, of being a full-time trader. You have to bring those to surface, and then you have to address each of the risks, plan contingencies for each of them so that you're prepared for each of them. And when you become a full-time or funded trader, you simply just act according to your contingencies you put in place. Okay, this is all about risk management. If you want to treat trading like a business, like you have to, then this is what you have to do. This is what all the best businessmen do. Elon Musk, what's his name? Donald Trump. They're all, when Donald Trump was doing business, in his book, he talked about that he got full teams of people to go and survey and figure out every single thing that could go wrong. And they planned for every single thing that could go wrong. Same with Elon Musk. Every single thing that could go wrong, they're prepared for. This is what you have to do as a professional trader. And then stage 12, you have to start to think beyond just your individual trading, because most traders are slaves to money. You need to start thinking bigger, and you need to start thinking about your overall wealth creation system. Are you just trading? Do you have multiple businesses? Do you have just one funded account? Do you have multiple funded accounts? Are you trading to build up your fund and take on private investment and build up a firm? Or are you just trading to free up time and have some money to build other businesses? How are you treating your trading? How are you treating your overall wealth creation system? And that's all income. Once you have the income, how do you manage that income? Is it through property, through stocks? You have to start thinking bigger term, because it's the traders that do that I've seen that ultimately get the results they want to get. And they start to think bigger, and they start to get better results and bigger results, and they've got a bigger cause and a bigger reason why behind what they're doing. And as a result, they get better results. Okay? And most traders are slaves to money. They never gain control. You have to learn to gain control of yourself, your financial situation, etc., etc. It's all done through very simple, practical things you can do and structures. And hopefully you've learned a few of those and have an awareness of a few of those from this video and from my YouTube channel. Each of these 12 stages is covered in the 12-week trading mindset transformation program. This is ultimately where I elaborate on each of them. I give you all the education, all the tools, all the one-on-one coaching that you need to make sure each of these components are taken care of. These are the 12 steps of trading mindset mastery that I expand on and explore in the 12-week program. Hopefully right now you have an awareness of each of these and you can pinpoint, I'm facing this challenge, that's because of this, and watching this video from Pat has given me some insights on how I can address that. Okay, but if this resonated with you, if any of my YouTube videos resonate with you, I encourage you to check out that 12-week program. There's a free 7-day trial. Go and check that out. Now we also have a free Trading Mindset Mastery Domination email series where you'll get daily emails from me. The link's free in the description. The links for everything in the description, the 12-week program and the email series as well. So make sure you check out those resources, because the more and more information you get from me on a daily basis, the more reminders you can have. Ultimately, that's only going to be beneficial for your trading. I'm going to be constantly reminding you about the proper mindset practices and the adherence to your trading plan, etc., to ensure that you actually follow through and get the results you ultimately want. But let me know if you like this particular video. Like, comment, share the videos, comment your main takeaways, and thank you for sticking around to the end. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Cheers.